All right, let's give the computer another try here. I'm going to try the English. Okay, we're going to transpose, I imagine, into a Queen's Gambit declined. But I'm not going to commit my pawn to d4 just yet, actually. I want to try to avoid the Benoni. d4, c5, computer almost always gives me no chance, or at least that's how I feel when it's the Benoni. So, okay, let's try this move order. I want to see d5 before I play my pawn up to d4. Okay. So, my only concern is, do I take first and then push here? This is 10-2 game. 10 minutes each, 2-second increment. Yeah, just play here right away. Keep the tension. Okay. Huh. Alright, well, I'm thinking I want to go right after this pawn. Queen a4 and then just scoop it up. Yeah, or, I mean, the other idea is to play e3. e3 and then bishop here. If I play e4, it gets a bit too sharp for my liking, especially against a computer. e4, bishop b4, and then I have some concern with e4. Pawn push, knight d5, then I have some concern on c3. I want to try to avoid those complications. So e3 or just a quick queen a4 to c4. I'm going to go with this. Yeah. I want to keep this diagonal open for my bishop. Try to get him out to g5, so I better scoop him up right now before b5 defends. My queen's getting kicked around. b3 or d3? b3 seems more natural. Let's go to b3. And if my knight's attacked, he'll run into a4. So, if I play e4 right now, I think there'll be b4. I also have to be a bit cautious of this c5 break, definitely. This will be happening soon. Black will probably have to play b4 first. Bishop g5 and then e3, or e3 right away. I think I want to deploy my bishop right away. I may want to take here so that after recapture, this c5 move is a little bit more difficult to get in. But I still think that this is right around the corner, and we'll have the bishop get to b7. This is Black's only problem to solve, their queen bishop. It's locked in behind the pawn chain right now, so I'm thinking e3. Let's go with e3. See anything wrong with it? All right. To take or not? Keep the tension. I'm fine with g5. Ooh, a5. What's the story with this? a4, a3, weakening my dark squares on the queen side since he's no longer going to be around to defend any of this. I wonder. I think I need to get developed. Let's go with bishop to e2, I think. Yeah. Let's keep him off of the d file. I'm anticipating that this push will come soon. And I don't want my bishop on this, what would then be an open file, so yeah, I thought that this might happen, but I thought this is fine as well. Definitely don't want to take. And, okay, we'll see what happens. Knight here? No. So this pawn needs to move before the c5 move could come. What might be a little bit annoying one day is a knight getting into b4. Not just because it hits my queen, but it can't be kicked away from that square, and it exerts pressure on a2, so one of my pieces will be tied down to its defense. Well, let's go with castle. I'm fully developed right now. And okay, my knight is officially kicked. I see absolutely nothing wrong with just playing knight a4. I'm hitting c6 right now. Light square bishop exchange. Once again, one of these situations to take or not. I think the rook is a bit inconvenienced by being on a6. Yes, it's defending c6, but it's not such a natural square, not such a good square here. And another thing is that I may want to... I may want to play this position where I have the two knights versus a knight and bishop. I'm thinking about giving up my bishop for the knight. Just so I don't have to deal with... it's one less tricky knight to work with. That's one thing. And maybe I could, I don't know, have like my knight somehow get here one day. Play like a good knight versus bad bishop situation. These guys are on dark squares. But if I take the recapture with the bishop, then there's going to be this e5 break. No, maybe not, actually. If bishop takes and then bishop takes, I have knight c5. I kind of like that. Bishop takes and knight takes. Well, there won't be any e5 break. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try this. Imbalance. So this was my idea. And I should probably follow through with it right now. Yeah, let's go for it. And, oh, rook a5. No, I'm on b4. I must say, I do like this position right now. I like my position. I don't know that it would really matter which rook I move. I'm tempted to go with the f rook to have a quick track with my king towards the center. Under 5 minutes. And get to have the queens exchanged. Well, let's go for it. I don't think black is helped at all by me capturing there. So let's go with this. Get out of any tricky stuff here. And my idea is to play rook here, and then, okay. Let's pivot on the c4 square, keep pressure on b4, and just look to double. Am I not just going to win that pawn? No, black's not going to let me do that. I'm going to play here. No. I'm going to play here. I want to make sure c5 is just not going to happen. So I did see that this move could be prevented, but I was thinking about knight e1 to d3, but I don't want to allow this pawn break just yet. I'm going to move my knight only when... What can I do here? I feel like if I offered a draw, I would accept, although it might be giving some weight to this. I don't think it's an accurate assessment. If I offered it a draw right now and a decline, I think it'd be giving too much weight to these guys. I don't see how black could be better here, but I'm thinking that I should only go for knight e1 to d3 only when this square is covered by a pawn. Time to move the king. I have to watch over h2. Okay. And I'm still not going to move him just yet. I want to make sure there's no bishop takes pawn stuff, so feeling pretty cozy here. I'll keep my knight still there. I could still work on my king position. And, okay, I don't know that I want to go any further. I think now's the time to do what? Now's the time to probably do a knight maneuver. This pawn right here on f6 was boxing him out, so it could get into a rook ending. I think my knight would be intolerable on c5 square, so I have pretty good control over this position so far. I do have to be wary of, let's say, a rook getting very active one day and grabbing my a2 pawn. If I give this check, I don't think I could really make much progress unless I throw my knight into c5. These guys basically offset, the bishop and knight. Yeah, let's go in for this move right now. I don't want this rook to, let's say, play here. I'm not sure why that would be so great, but okay. Just take with the pawn or the rook. I mean, my first thought is definitely the rook, but is there a way to just take here and then get the rook into d6? That might not be a bad idea. Pawn takes rook here, king d3. If rook d8, rook d1, how are we looking if the rooks are traded? I'm trying to establish a position where I have my pawn here, my king on c4, and a very active rook. That way my king could exert pressure on this pawn. Although, wait. Don't I have an easy plan with rook takes rook? Bring my king to c4 and bring my rook to a4 and pick up the b4 pawn? Under 2 minutes. Let's see. Happy New Year, by the way. It's January 1st, 2015. As my time ticks away. Pawn or rook? This pawn is overextended. I have to feel like it is just overextended. You know what I'm fearful of? Rook takes king here and then pawn push. And then the rook getting active on the e-file. I don't think it would be so clean. Let's see, let me try once more. Rook takes rook. I think this is the last main think of the game, so trying to make it count. Trying to make it count. I'm going to go with this. Try to get my king to c4. I don't think about f4. Now on f4 there's g5. Let's see. The rook's going to get active. That rook is definitely going to get active. Still going to go for this. And on pawn push, I'm going to come back here to defend a2. Alright. And then I'm going to try to get my king to c4. Oh, is the king going to play up here? No. Now that's pretty surprising. King here? Pawn push. Ah, I missed that. That's why I played rook c7. King here, pawn push, and then rook here. It's happening too quick. Just make a kind of a passing move, another passing move. I don't want to move my rook. What about rook here? Let's see what it does. It's going to play rook b8. I have it tied down. I'm also down on time. I don't know what I want to do. I need to bank some time. Living on the edge as usual. Ooh, I gotta move quick. I don't want to open up any other file. I don't know that I can make progress. Maybe I could come in here. Ooh. Pawn push? Okay, let's do this. Sneak my king in. I gotta be careful of this pawn now. Yeah. I gotta get active here. I'm not sure who would benefit with a trade of rooks. Perpetual? Let's go for this. Gonna go after that pawn. Okay, this is getting a bit messy. Don't like it. Oh, I almost lost track of time. Let's give some checks. Is this the best I could do? I want to try to get active here. I'll take this guy. Let's give some checks here. I gotta get this pawn. Gotta get this guy for sure. That's a check. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna head for a draw. We'll see. It's offering a draw. Definitely accept that because my king is in no way better than the black king. I wonder about this decision here. This was my biggest concern. Right. No, excuse me. Back here. Yeah, the decision right here to take... Let me go into analysis. Let's go to the end here. Right here. To take with the pawn or the rook. Tough call for me here. Let's see. Take here. It's grabbing some space. That's for sure. If king here, rook here. And if rook here, like if I ever cross, there is this check, which is a bit annoying. Because then I do this, and I don't think the rook exchanges itself. It's going to play here. With the idea where if I capture, well, for one, I think I'll end up losing my c5 pawn. But the other thing is that this square, after this capture, this pawn controls c4, so I can't even put my king in a position to think about capturing the pawn on b4. I don't know. I know I spent a lot of time on that, but I feel that it was the more critical position, having a decision there to change the structure. And another thing is that I kind of, in the back of my mind, overlooked that this f4 move could be met with g5. You know, I would really like to stop this e5 break with f4, but here comes g5, and this rook will become active. It's not like I'll just have him have the rook tethered to the defense of the b4 pawn. Seems like he's going to get active in some way. As an example, if I improve my king position, there's takes. Well, even let's try something other than that. If I take here, there's a recapture like this, so there's going to be an open f file for the rook to invade if I go here. You know, he's just 2 steps away if I don't have my a2 pawn, so I have to be careful. It's just not so easy. And the other type of pawn transformation would be, let's say after f4 g5, to just keep these guys sitting. After king d3 takes, rook here, g4 will be met with, I imagine, f5. Even if I'm losing a pawn, this rook again is getting super active. Tough call. I guess it's a fine result though in the end. But yeah, I liked the opening I got here. I think this was a good choice to still go in for to voluntarily give up my bishop here. Some interesting decision points, like when there was the tension with the light square bishops to take or not. When I was questioned earlier with h6, I initially backed up in a more simplified position where I could try and work against this backward pawn. I looked more into that bishop for knight exchange, but anyhow, glad I got a game in here, a decent result, I guess, to start off the new year. And I hope you guys watching are having, had a nice New Year's Eve and are having a good start to your new year. So I'll catch you in the next video, and as always, I hope you got something out of it. Take care.